for coming. This is a special day for Carthage Savings and for this community. I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to share this moment with us. I'd like to start with some introductions. We have a lot of folks in the room, and I don't want to miss anybody, although I'm sure I probably will. Randy Lachaux from Lewis County Legislator and a local representative. Jefferson County Board of Legislators and a member of the Carthage Savings and Loan Board, Scott Gray. Ryan Pichet, the County Administrator for Lewis County, and my nephew. And from the Carthage Savings Board of Directors, our Chairman of the Board, Mark Buckingham, is also a member of the local district that lives within the district. Mickey Lehman lives right down the street, also a member of our Board of Directors. Patricia Turpin, Tom Sauter, Ryan Lohnsiedler, Mark Ketty, and Bruce Bezanella, all from our Board of Directors. I think we have 100% participation from our board. Thank you all for coming. This was an important day for us all. Also like to introduce our co-sponsors of the BDD application. Roger Burris from the town of Croghan, Mike Monnet from the village of Croghan, Peter Keys from the town of New Bremen, Robin Gruner and Merv Mosier from the village of Casterland, and James Durr from the town of Denmark. Thank you all for attending and appreciate your support on the application. Also like to thank a few other people that helped us on the application. Cheryl Schenkel from Snowbelt Housing, a good friend of the association and partner for many years. Todd Green from Beaver River Central School District, he's the superintendent. Thank you, Todd, for coming. Eric Berkler and Frank Pace, both from Lewis County Economic Development, and Father Don next door, who's been very cooperative in helping this whole process move forward. This time I'd like to bring up Brian Montgomery, who's the Deputy Superintendent from the New York State Department of Financial Services, whose team worked on this project with us. Thank you, Brian.
Well, thank you all for having us. It's great to be up here. As Mr. Pichet said, my name is Brian Montgomery. I'm a Deputy Superintendent in our Consumer Protection and Financial Enforcement Division at DFS. It's especially nice for me to be here. I grew up outside of Buffalo, so to see some snow on the ground, we don't get that too much down in New York City. It makes me feel like I'm at home. Among the other things I do at DFS, I manage our Banking Development District program, and just wanted to say a few words about what that is and really why we're here today. It's a program that was created in 1998 to help incentivize and spur the establishment of bank branches in areas that need a branch, like Croghan and the surrounding towns and villages. What it does is it provides incentives and support to establish these kinds of branches. It does that by providing up to $10 million in state deposits at below market rates, to provide capital to help the branches get up and running and stay running. The really important requirement to be a part of the program is to show strong community support, which you've done here, and thanks to everybody attending that has done that, and requires a lot of coordination between the local community, the local bank branch that wants to operate. I think that was especially important with the establishment of this BDD. I believe that I can say that this is the largest by sheer area district that we've ever established. So that took a lot of effort, a lot of coordination. The two villages, the three towns, the community support that you showed, and the coordination among all of you was really tremendous. It couldn't have happened without the efforts of everyone that really came together to make sure that this could work. I believe that it's also among the largest of, you mentioned 5 co-applicants that worked together with the bank on this, and that I believe is also the largest. So really the work in coming together, hosting my team that came up in October to really demonstrate why a bank branch is needed here, why the state support can help to do that, and how that will work going forward with the coordination among you all. We really appreciate all the effort. It was tremendous, and we're really happy to be here. So with that, I'd like to turn it back over to Mr. Pichet.
Now with great pleasure, I introduce the person in charge of the New York State Department of Financial Services and the person really responsible for our presence today. Linda Lacewell currently serves as the superintendent of the New York State Department of Financial Services. Ms. Lacewell previously served as the Chief of Staff and Counselor to the Governor. In that role, she oversaw the Executive Chamber operations as well as ethics and law enforcement matters. Prior to that position, Ms. Lacewell was Executive Director of a Cancer Foundation initiative in Culver City, California. And prior to that, Ms. Lacewell served as a Chief Risk Officer and Counselor to Governor Cuomo, where she built and implemented the first statewide system for ethics, risk, and compliance in agencies and authorities. Ms. Lacewell was formerly Special Counsel to the Governor, as well as the architect of Open New York, a state-of-the-art open data initiative. She also served as Special Counsel to the Attorney General Cuomo, where she oversaw the Public Pension Fund pay-to-play investigation and out-of-network health insurance investigation, both of which led to nationwide systematic reform. At this point, I'd like to introduce the Superintendent of the New York State Department of Financial Services, Linda Lacewell.
Well, I may have spent a short stint in Southern California, but it is a beautiful day today in Croghan, isn't it? We are here to celebrate this tremendous achievement, which took all of you coming together and doing the hard work and building those bridges that you've been developing over years, and taking the fruit of that to bring about this much needed bank through our banking development program. Your local bank went away, nobody despaired or panicked, you got together, you took care of business, and you took care of your community, and that's really what it's all about. I have to say, I delayed this program for a few minutes because I was inside visiting your International Maple Museum, and that is a beautiful thing. I just did a bunch of Christmas shopping, and I think I dropped about $100 in there. So I just told everybody what they're getting for Christmas. Look, these things all connect, right? I think the museum was in a little jeopardy without the bank. Banking is vital to communities. It's vital to business. It's lending for small business. It's lending to your neighbors, to people who you know and that you understand. It's the old ways of banking that are still the best ways of banking, where your banker is part of the community, they know your business, they know your family, you maybe went to school together, and they don't need algorithms or artificial intelligence or robots or whatever the current fad is, right, to make an underwriting decision. And you need that service right in your bank. You shouldn't have to drive 10 miles each direction. You need that service in your community. So it is, I would say, fitting that Croghan is the 50th successful application in the banking development program. And I say it's fitting because, as Brian indicated, it's the biggest region put together, the most cooperation, the most towns and villages. Look at the tremendous support in this room. You are a landmark now to how to get it done. And that, I think, is a beautiful thing. It's a pleasure to be up in this part of the state. We just got back from Fort Drum, where we sat down with the leadership there and talked about the issues in common there, and in any way that the state can be helpful, whether through the Department of Financial Services or through the governor. I'm a member of the cabinet, and this part of the country is very important to the governor, and he wants to see everyone thrive, all corners of the state. He created the Department of Financial Services when he took office back in 2011. It was right after the financial crisis. He took the Department of Banking, Department of Insurance, put them together, no more silos. Let's look at markets as a whole. What are the systemic risks? Let's identify those irrespective of banking label or insurance label. And it's been very successful. I was nominated in February to lead the department. I was confirmed in June by the legislature. But immediately upon coming into the job, it was apparent to me that yes, we are responsible for the safety and soundness of our industries and our markets, and that is job one. But the consumer must be at the center of everything that we do. Why? Because at the end of every decision we make is an individual, family, a small business. We cannot leave them out of the equation. Government is supposed to work for the people. Performance, integrity, pride. I work for the people. And that's what it's really all about. This program is very important to the governor. It's very important to him that all New Yorkers have the ability to participate and have access to financial services. It's an important part of people's lives, building their families, their homes, their communities, their businesses, generating community and economic development, and that's the message that I'm delivering to you here today. But above all, I want to congratulate the bank and all the local officials, the town, the people, everyone who participated in this. So it's a day of celebration, and congratulations to each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You know, when this all came about, we learned the closing of the only local bank in town. I think you had 60 or 90 days notice is what was given to the community. It didn't take us long, obviously, with board members right in the village, and we're only 15 miles away. This has always been an important piece of our business. To realize that something had to happen for Croghan and the surrounding communities, for the municipalities, a place to do business, for the businesses, a place to do business. That was the reason. So we knew we had to see what we could do to help out, but like anything, you know, there's fiscal responsibility. You know, we had to find a way to make it work financially for the institution and for the community. So those two challenges, that, and we also wanted to be impactful as we could on the community when we made the move. We obviously did our surveys and things like that. I'm very pleased to say the Maple Museum has been a fantastic partner, and it really has solved half of the equation. By moving in and partnering with the museum, it keeps our overhead at a reasonable level that allows smaller footings to support the branch. We weren't looking to make any money, we were looking at least break even. The Maple Museum was part of that. And I think we've also been good to the Maple Museum. We've been able to do a lot of renovations that may have not been able to be done otherwise. And it's been a win-win, I think, hopefully for Croghan, because it's in the middle of your community. And certainly been a win for us, so we're very happy with that partnership. The second part of the solution is right here also, and that is with the Banking Development District. It was critical really to have this designation to reach those levels, that we were confident that we could at least meet a break-even period within a short period of time and not 10 years out. Although we're customer-owned, we don't have stockholders to please, we still have fiscal responsibility as the board of directors in our organization, like any organization does. So this was a very big piece to that, and we greatly appreciate the approval for that and everybody's support in making the application possible. Okay. So with that, I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Wendy. Wendy McLean is our branch manager, also a member of the board of directors of the Maple Museum.
I want to thank everybody for coming today. I look out into the audience and I see so many faces of people that I know and are familiar with, and it just makes me so proud to be in this community. I had worked previously at KeyBank, and I was there when the announcement came in that we were closing, and I heard it wholeheartedly from everyone how the impact it was going to be. And when I heard Carthage was coming in here, it was like a sigh of relief for people. It's just been a great venture to see all this coming into place. It's remarkable to see how this all operates. Also being a board member for the Maple Museum, I joined the board once I started here. It is amazing to see how they work and how they interact with each other also, and how they make our day-to-day operations here very, very easy for us. They are remarkable people, but they were struggling, as a lot of small town organizations do. And seeing that and just going to the board meetings, I can see that how much we have impacted them. And I truly believe that the International Maple Museum probably would have been close to probably shutting their doors down if we weren't able to come in partnership with them. So altogether, I'm just, it's exciting. It's a great day, and thank you all for coming today. Appreciate it.
Win-wins and partnerships, that's what it's all about. Mayor Mike Monnett from the Village of Croghan. Thank you, Mr. Monnett. You've been a great deal of support also. The floor is yours, sir.
I didn't prepare anything, but being a Monnett, anybody that knows that, I could probably talk for about 3 days. I do want to correct Linda on one thing though. I was in Virginia when the bank down the street announced they were pulling out. There was some very anxious people and there was some panic. But Facebook lit up, my texts, emails, all these things. Everybody's like, what are we going to do? There was a lot of anxiety. And then Mr. Pichet called me, and we had a conversation on the phone, and by the time I was done talking, I felt better. I didn't really feel free that I could spread the word that anything was going to happen, but I felt like, and then I sort of subtly let some people know that a little birdie said that there may be a bank coming to town. So it started out very well, but I'm very honored to be part of all this and appreciate very much. And we've already started talking about some things that the village will do with the Carthage Savings and Loan as far as projects around. We're going to be updating the playground at the park and a few other things. So we're already talking about all that. And what Wendy said about this Maple Museum, I came to a meeting about a year ago and they were gasping. It was coming to a bad situation. And that's salvaged the place as well. So, and it's history. And I think this is part of history today. This whole project, this whole process is all part of Lewis County and our village and area around here. And we have a large population spread out. Someone mentioned that about what a large area this is. So we have a lot of people that drive in from out here in the woods to continue driving on to Carthage or Lowville to make a deposit or whatever is kind of a challenge for someone. So this was great. This is a good thing. So anyway, thank you folks, and thank you all for letting me be part of this.
Okay, the last speaker we have has been very important to the institution, been friends of the association for many years. We've worked on different things over the years. Cheryl Schenkel from Snowbell Housing.
Thank you. I guess I'm really honored to be here as well. I've known Tom for years. We're a not-for-profit in Lewis County, located in Lowville, but we're also a small business. So we have a need for financial assistance. In fact, Carthage actually holds a mortgage on our office. And it'll be paid off real soon because we got a pretty good deal. And we were not happy either when the bank closed. We manage a project, an elderly project in Croghan, just up the street. A lot of the residents didn't know what to do, you know, when they because they were so used to walking to Key Bank, putting their money in the bank, because we don't take cash, so they have to write us checks. But it was easy for them. It was easy for us. We're right here. We collect the rent. We deposit it on our way. So it was. We were very disappointed with we felt like there was almost no notice for them. It didn't seem like they gave us much notice. They certainly didn't notify us that, you know, or our residents, you know. So we're really pleased. We've also done quite a bit of work in the village of Croghan. We've administered Main Street grants. The Croghan Maple Museum was actually a recipient of a Main Street grant, and small businesses always need, with these grants, there's always that matching component, because a lot of times this money is reimbursable, so they have to pay for it up front. And where do you get money if you don't go to your local bank to get that? So it's really important for us, not only Croghan but also Lewis County. I was hoping that Carthage would come to Lewis County a number of years ago, because we do quite a bit of business. One of the things we do is we partner with Carthage in our home ownership program. We just had a closing Monday. We gave somebody a grant for down payment on a house, and Carthage provided the mortgage financing. So they're very easy to work with. We're very pleased. In fact, I was just thinking as I was on my way over here about how long I've been familiar with Carthage, and they actually gave me a mortgage on my first home when I moved to Lowville, so from Buffalo. So I'm just very honored to be here, and I think it's a great thing for the community, and I think it's a great thing for Lewis County as well.
So, while I I think by working together, we can really help this community move forward financially. We're already in the school system providing some financial education, and we'll be rolling some more of that out to the rest of the community. We look forward to working with the department. Your folks have been fantastic. Yuli and Gazi, wonderful people. Held our hand all the way through. A lot of rewrites, but super, super people. And we appreciate everybody in the room. I believe all we have to do now is have a ceremonial signing. Is that true? Thank you very much, everybody.
No good angle for this. Can I see through? Sorry. Thanks, Jen. No good spot.
Congratulations to Croghan and to the Congratulations. Very nice to meet you. Enjoy the beautiful day, everyone.
And the
best
food.
of
We have a
luck
lot of
in the
food.
future. And the food. And the museum.
And the museum.
Oh.